Hello, Rambler fans, and welcome to another edition of the Superintendent's Corner for September 2023. Oh my goodness, it's September already. The leaves are changing. This is Gary Van. I'm joined by Scott Acom, the Scott Acom. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did fall come fast this year?
It seemed to come really quickly. Yes, I have to say that we've had it's been a great start to the school year, but it's been a gloomy start with the clouds and the
Yep.
rain, and it feels like winter has arrived early. So
Don't say that. Snow's a four-letter word. I don't know if you
Yeah.
realize that or not.
It is.
But we do have some important school updates and stuff
We do.
like that. Once we had that bond passed, get some updates. You're going to tell us about the track. Where's the track stand at the point?
Yep. So we're still working with the engineers on making sure that all the measurements are correct. Drainage. We're hoping that by fixing some of the drainage up on the track, that's going to impact the baseball field. We're hoping it just kind of has a trickle effect down. So for the community to know soon, we're hoping this week or next week, we will have a company out there doing some soil borings on the track. So that's where they drill down about 5 feet out of the soil, so we know what we're working with when we do the new track. So you'll see some equipment out there and some people out there working, but they'll also leave some type of holes out there in the track. Either, from what we've been told, it's going to look like a sinkhole or a mound. But Darla's going to make sure that's marked well, it's covered so people can still use the track. But that's where we're at with the track. We're making steps forward, so excited about that.
Excellent. So the track will continue to be moving forward. That's going to be an exciting thing. But we don't plan on it being ready for this upcoming track season, correct?
Not with the soil borings, no. We will not have a new track by this upcoming season. Temperatures have to be the right temperature. There's a lot of variables. Well, we're hoping to start out in early spring.
Okay.
Bids will go out in October, so that will also help give us a timeline when the accomplishment of the track will be.
All right, so we're moving forward. Maybe in a little bit over the year, in the 2025 track season, we may have a brand new track for everyone to come and enjoy. So that'd be great news.
Awesome.
Next thing is talk about that was part of that is that 3 new buses. What's the status of those buses?
Well, the good news is, where we purchased the buses from, Midwest Transit, they actually have them in possession now.
Okay.
They got them from the plant. Now we're waiting after the state police inspection, which could take a couple weeks. And then once that is completed, we will have them in advance. So we are looking at October to have the buses. You know, we ordered them the day after the election,
Yeah.
so try to have them here before school started. But for some reason, they're not here yet, and I'm going to go with it. It's a good reason, and these buses we're going to definitely get our money worth out of them. So we're confident that they'll be here in October.
So that's about 5 months. So you probably
Correct.
have the next order in already. And
It's been in conversation.
all right, so the buses are on their way in October. You may be seeing some brand new yellow buses and with the McBain logo along the side running our streets. That'll be
Yeah.
outstanding. That's exciting.
Very exciting.
Can I request that for my next field trip?
Potentially, yes.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, today we had a drill, part of being safe and stuff like that. Would you like to explain what's going on, why we do this?
Yeah. We conducted our first lockdown drill of the school year. These drills are important to make sure that we're practicing safety, but you do drills so that you can learn different things. For example, we had a class outside doing some things. Lockdown drill was called, and the wise teacher, which was actually Mr. Vanna, thought on his feet, and instead of coming into the building, they went out. They went away from the building towards the concession stand, press box area, which is what we want them to do. We want to empower our staff and students to think on their feet. But our drills show us areas that we can improve on. We found a couple areas like, we need to work on that. We're required by the state to do a certain amount of lockdown drills. We typically exceed that amount, just to make sure that we're safe. It's the same with fire drills, severe weather drills. Those are state requirements, but we want to do them for practice. One good thing though too is over the summer, we just finished over Labor Day weekend, is we had the whole building rekeyed. So our doors have what are called storage locks, and so every time the door is shut, it's locked. You can open it with a key, but it's locked all the time. And I'm very proud to say that every door that I tested today, and talking to the principals, they checked, and Mr. Fouch, the doors were shut and locked, which is exactly what we wanted. With that type of lock, it just takes away human error.
Yep.
In a time of panic, we all know that your fine motor skills don't work as far as putting a key in, trying to lock things. So this was just a step of safety that the board thought was a good idea. And I say today it was a good practice, and it showed that safety measure was effective.
Now I want to elaborate a little bit about the drills that we had today. Just to let everybody know in the community is that this is one of the only times you actually hear Mr. Aiken call them drills. Whenever we were instructed as teachers, students, and staff, we never call them a drill. We treat them like they're real events for multiple reasons. Number one, to make sure you follow your procedure, you don't discard it. But number two, in my personal opinion, the more we pretend like it's real or treat it as real, the more we will be calm if it was real, and we wouldn't know the difference. So I just want to mention that this is one of the few times you ever hear the word drill when we do this, or in that text that went up, but normally it just says we had a lockdown, we had a fire alarm, or we had weather warning.
Yeah, we have panic buttons in the offices. It gives our secretaries an opportunity to practice pushing that button to send out the signal of the lockdown or severe weather drill. Yes, so when we practice them, they're the real event.
Yeah.
And as you stated, it keeps you calm, but also things that you practice, and if you practice for real, you're going to perform that way through muscle memory, if you will.
Yeah, I've read a book about the forming of habits and how habits can supersede your mind when your mind is starting to lose or starting to panic or get anxiety.
Correct.
So, all right. So, with that being said, that covers our complete list.
Yes.
We have some big things coming up in the month of October. We'll have another episode to get you ready for that. Sports season seems to be on a roll. Everything's going well there. Life is doing good, and we're going to have concerts starting up in the next month too. So, a lot of events coming up there. If you want any information, you can download the McBain app, and that will give you an idea of everything on the calendar, as well as the up-to-date sports calendar, or you can go to mcbain.org and find all your information there. So please make sure that you use those two. Before we go, give us one for the road.
So I was quite shocked yesterday when I was walking in town and saw that the stationery store had moved.
On that note, this has been Gary Vanna.
Scott Aiken.
Feel the wheel.